Good evening, welcome to Reality Check. And today was another day when senior BJP leaders arrived in Kerala. It's a relay rally that is really taking place there in Kerala as some of the top BJP leaders go there. They're essentially saying we are spreading awareness, we're spreading knowledge about the killings that are taking place of BJP RSS workers out there. Now, naturally, the opposition and the CPM in particular came out strongly to say it's not entirely one-sided. And they were quoting some of these statistics that you are seeing out here, that from 2000 to 2017, 65 BJP RSS people have been killed, 86 from the CPM and others. The BJP and the RSS, though, on the other hand, and it's in a sense almost tragic to be doing statistics on when it comes to deaths and political murders. But certainly the BJP and the RSS side are saying that in recent times in particular, and especially in Kannur, which let's remember is the area where the Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan comes from, they're pointing out to the fact that a lot more BJP and RSS members have been killed in the recent past, especially since the CPM government came into power, than the other way around, and they are saying that something needs to be done about it. Now, Amit Shah was in Kerala yesterday. Today was the day of the UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath to reach there. We did get a chance to speak to him, and I'm going to be playing that for you. And then later on Reality Check, just in a couple of minutes, you're going to be speaking to Sitaram Yechury, the General Secretary of the CPM, and then we'll be having a panel to discuss and debate exactly what is happening in Kerala. But let's first go across to the special interview that my colleague at NDTV did with the Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath just after he got to Kerala.
Joining us right now is Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath. सर क्या मैसेज भेजना चाहते हैं, क्या इश्यूज लोगों तक पहुंचना चाहते हैं सर इस जनरक्षक यात्रा के द्वारा?
देखिए, लोकतंत्र में हिंसा के लिए कोई जगह नहीं। लोकतंत्र संवाद का नाम है, लेकिन केरल के अंदर यहाँ की सीपीएम सरकार संवाद में विश्वास नहीं करती। जिन लोगों से वे असहमत हैं या जो लोग उनसे असहमत हैं, उन लोगों की किस प्रकार से निर्मम हत्या हो जाती है, एक केरल के अंदर हो रही राजनीतिक हत्याएं इसका उदाहरण है।
द एलिगेशन फ्रॉम द सीपीएम इज वो ये कह रहा है कि ये कम्युनल पॉलिटिक्स है, डिवाइसिव पॉलिटिक्स है, इधर लॉ एंड ऑर्डर डिस्टर्ब करना चाहती है बीजेपी ऐसे यात्रा के द्वारा।
मैं बताऊं, भारतीय जनता पार्टी लॉ एंड ऑर्डर को कहीं डिस्टर्ब नहीं की है। 17 राज्यों में हमारी सरकारें हैं, केंद्र में मोदी जी के नेतृत्व की सरकार चल रही है। एक सिंगल इंसिडेंट भी कहीं कोई नहीं कह सकता। लेकिन केरल में 124 से अधिक कार्यकर्ताओं की हत्याएं, मुख्यमंत्री के गृह जनपद में सर्वाधिक हत्याएं हो रही हैं। ये हत्या इस बात को साबित करती है कि इनका लोकतंत्र में विश्वास नहीं, और ये लोग लगातार राजनीतिक हत्या करके लोगों को भय और दहशत का माहौल पैदा कर रहे हैं। जन जागरण यात्रा में आ रहे हजारों की संख्या में आम जन की सहभागिता इस बात को प्रमाणित करती है कि जनता सीपीएम सरकार की जन विरोधी नीतियों के खिलाफ है। देखिए, एक वर्ष में 300 से अधिक मौतें डेंगू से केरल के अंदर होना, चिकनगुनिया से सैकड़ों मौतें होना, यहाँ इस बात को प्रमाणित करता है कि अपनी जिम्मेदारियों का निर्वहन सीपीएम सरकार नहीं कर रही है।
Well, who better to discuss all that's happening with that Kerala Yatra and a lot of other issues than the man himself, the boss of the CPM, Sitaram Yechury, joining us. Always a pleasure, sir, to talk to you. Now,
thank you, Vikram.
I'm talking to you at a time when you seem to be having a whole series of BJP leaders all arriving in Kerala, one after the other. Yogi
Yes.
Adityanath today saying that there was jihadi red terror taking place in Kerala, referring, of course, to the killings of BJP and RSS activists and volunteers. How do you respond to that charge?
We don't require preachings from the Yogi Adityanath. I mean, he better look after Uttar Pradesh and actually learn from Kerala why it has economic and social indicators that match or in fact surpass European countries, and how hospitals and schools are run. A lot Uttar Pradesh can learn, and I wish the Chief Minister does that job rather than be illiterate to compare the CPIM and its workers with jihadis. I mean, even the most irrational person would ever do that.
Well, you know, I'm sure he'd want to learn from some of the social indicators and others that there are in Kerala. And I guess he'd say that I've just taken over in Uttar Pradesh. But the fact, let's just address the basic fact though about targeted killings. Yes, there have been a very large number of killings that have been taking place in Kerala. Those statistics are there. Used to be, almost 1 for 1. But in recent months, a few more BJP RSS people being killed than CPM. Any violence, of course, is bad. Even the death of one activist is something which should be condemned.
These are plain, absolute untruths. If you look at the statistics given by his colleague, the Home Minister Rajnath Singh, between 2010 and 2017, if you want to see the long-term trend, 85 CPIM workers were killed by the RSS, 65 of the RSS workers have died. We have had 20 more of our comrades murdered by them. If you look at the short term of what is happening currently in Kerala, the entire spree of violence begins with the declaration of the election results of the assembly elections, when the BJP, which thought that they'll make a big inroad in Kerala, failed completely. The Kerala people rejected them. On the victory march of our chief ministerial candidate, when he was declared elected, they throw bombs and kill our comrades. That is how this spree of violence began. And till date, 13 of their people have died, 13 of our people have died. We have asked, both at the level of the state government and at the level of the party, called meetings of RSS and the other parties, political parties, for establishing peace. The BJP comes there and says the violence is done by the RSS, so why are you calling us? The RSS says we are not a political party, so why are you calling us? So the net result is that they are determined to continue with this violence as a laboratory that they want to create in northern Kerala, which is predominantly Muslim populated, and they want to create this polarization for their advancing their social base. And this is exactly the pattern and methodology the RSS has used ever since its existence.
But Mr. Yechury, if I could interrupt you, having said that, law and order is the responsibility of the state government. It is now your party which is in power out there, and as a result of that, to that extent, it's your responsibility to try and figure out how to do something about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We absolutely accept that responsibility. That is why our government has called at the political level meetings of the political parties and the RSS to stop this spree of violence, this vicious cycle, that there is no cooperation from their side. And at the administrative level, all actions have been taken, are being taken.
It doesn't help that the worst of the violence and the majority of deaths that we seem to be saying are actually in Kannur, which is where the Chief Minister comes from. It is Pinari Vijayan's territory, Kannur. And there specifically, if you look at it, since the elections, 5 BJP members have been killed, 3 from the CPM. Now, as I said, one death doesn't justify another. But the fact is that's his area, that's his territory, and that's where a majority of the deaths seem to be taking place.
That is precisely what I was telling you. That is northern Kerala. Northern Kerala with a predominant Muslim population. And that is the social reality on which RSS and its violence thrives. And that has been the pattern. Why is it that every single judicial commission of inquiry into communal riots has indexed the RSS and its political arm, earlier the Jan Sangh, now the BJP? Why are these honorable judges have given all these reports? So you, and when you talk of law and order, please remember, the state government is discharging its responsibilities. They'll be able to answer how best to their ability or not. But the question is, what is the BJP rule states law and order track record? Is there no concern about that? How can you have a person lynched on an allegation of cows trading or cow killing, when it was an absolutely fabricated charge? Pehlu Khan in Rajasthan, BJP state government, 6 people he names in his dying declaration, all 6 are exonerated. Law and order. Whom are they trying to preach? Whom are they trying to preach?
With respect, sir, but that brings us back to whataboutery. I mean, like sometimes many of us are attacking, talking about what's happened to Pehlu Khan or others. We often said, why aren't you talking about the deaths that are taking place in Kerala? So the reverse shouldn't happen. When you're talking about deaths in Kerala, we shouldn't say, but what about Pehlu Khan? I mean, a murder is a murder. An innocent being killed is an innocent being killed. A political worker being killed is a political worker being killed, and it's wrong, and we should try and end it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm in complete full agreement with that. Absolutely, and that is why the people of Kerala have rejected those politics. That is also there. So the point is, I'm absolutely 100% agree with you, we've got to put an end to it. But how? Those who have started it, will they come for discussions to put an end? No, they don't cooperate. Will they come for discussions with the state government? No. At the political level with the party? No. And they continue with these attacks. How do you put an end to it? It is like two soldiers fighting in a war. The one next to you is shot dead. After that, you can't rationalize with the other soldier not to shoot. You start this vicious cycle of violence. You are not willing to put an end to it, and then you do this sort of a disinformation campaign. This is basically meant to divert people's attention from the complete mess that this government has created in the last 3 years. That is why this orchestrated propaganda, carrying journalists from Delhi, putting them in hotels and doing all this propaganda. All this is meant as a distraction from the complete mess that they have reduced our economy and the country to.
Now that I have you, Mr. Yechury, just wanted to ask a couple of other questions. There's been a lot of discussion and debate in recent times as to the overall stance that your party, the CPM, is going to be adopting heading into 2019. You clearly are speaking very strongly about the BJP and the RSS and what you think they stand for. Is there likely to be consensus in the CPM then on joining some sort of a broader opposition front against the BJP? Or is that still a matter that is completely up in the air? Obviously, there are others who don't completely agree with your viewpoint here.
You see, that is what we are precisely discussing. We have had 2 rounds of discussion in our Politburo. Now, these discussions will go to our Central Committee. But on one issue, we are very clear that this government and its activities and what the RSS is doing, that is something that has to be stopped, that has to be ended in the interest of our secular democratic foundations of modern India and in the interest of addressing the people's concerns and issues. On that, there is absolutely unanimity. But how to do that? How to do that? Various tactics have been discussed, and all these proposals will now go to the Central Committee, where we will firm up and then produce a draft that will go to our party Congress. The party Congress finally in April 2018, that will take the final call on the matter.
So your own personal line has been, it's not necessarily a bad idea to tie up with the Congress if necessary, and others don't necessarily seem to agree with that. So I was just wondering if there's been any progress on that in the last few days.
Let me put the record. It's not a question of one party or the other. It's not a question of going with the Congress or without the Congress. The question is, what is the best tactics that need to be adopted with all the secular forces in our country? How do we go ahead? And that is the issue that we are currently engaged with, and that is what will go before the Central Committee. It's not to be reduced to one party or the other.
All right, Mr. Yechury. So we will wait for April then for the final decision on that, or before that?
April you'll have to wait for the final decision. That is the highest decision-making body in our party and its constitution.
All right. So what exactly is the CPM's broader stance going to be is something which, as Mr. Yechury was saying, you're probably going to have to wait for a while. Thank you so much, Mr. Yechury, for joining us. So no clear answers, I think, emerging as to whether that violence is going to come down or not. But thank you so much. All right, so two very different views from Yogi Adityanath and Sitaram Yechury as to what's exactly happening in Kerala. Let's just get into a quick discussion on this. Sandeep Mahapatra joining us, represents the RSS. Great to have you with us. Sunit Chopra, CPM leader, is with us as well. And Jomi Thomas is joining us, special correspondent at the Malayalam Manorama, who's really got a close idea of what's happening. Jomi, actually, before I come back to CPM and RSS and that discussion, your take on what we've just heard, BJP RSS saying CPM is killing our workers, CPM saying it's the BJP RSS that's killing our workers. What do you make of it? Who's right? Or are both correct? Both of them are doing it.
Vikram, is a typical tutu meme situation, and I don't think this will benefit the BJP much, because I think they are adopting a wrong strategy for Kerala. Particularly, maybe in a way it will help mobilize the cadre, but politically whether this strategy will help BJP to get mileage out of it, I doubt.
But let me just ask you about the killings themselves.
Particularly a person like...
But if I'm asking you specifically about the killings themselves...
No, the killings, the point is, I agree. This is nothing, yes. Vikram, the point is that the killings are nothing new actually. There is a history, at least for the last 3-4 decades, that killings are there happening. And, I don't think, the ordinary people are in a way, maybe, they are not that affected by the killing in the sense political workers are being killed from both the sides.
Okay.
The ordinary people are affected only because after the killing, definitely the next day there will be a hartal or a bandh.
Right, but
Otherwise, I don't think people in Kerala in general feel insecure.
All right. Sandeep Mahapatra.
Because of these killings, because the political workers from both the sides are insecure.
All right. Sandeep Mahapatra, we're hearing what Sitaram Yechuri is saying, that obviously, as I was just saying to him, any death is wrong. A killing of even one worker is wrong, whether it's a CPM worker or an RSS worker or a BJP worker, it's wrong, and we should try and do something about it. Now, Sitaram Yechuri very clearly said that he would like to appeal, and the Kerala government would like to appeal to the BJP RSS to sit across the table and saying, look, let's fight each other politically, but let's not have any more deaths.
Yeah,
how would you respond to that?
I would say that the wisdom that he is giving today is a day too late. I'll tell you why. During the last 2-3 months when this issue flared up, nothing was happening. In the last 1 year, 16 RSS BJP Karyakarta have been killed. The governor had to summon the Chief Minister, Mr. Bijayan, and to tell him that, look, what is happening. Thereafter, he agreed for a meeting. And if you remember, Bikram, the kind of meeting that happened that day, there were media persons and they were berated by the Chief Minister saying, they get out from here. We are going to have a talk. I don't know what kind of a talk happened there. So the background to the entire thing shows that there is no intent to discuss. If at all a discussion happened, quote unquote discussion happened, that happened because this governor took cognizance of the entire thing, the killings that happened.
So you're saying that the state government doesn't want to resolve it at all?
Yes,
and if Sitaram Yechuri says let's talk, you're saying he doesn't mean it?
Yes, he doesn't mean it, because see, it should not have taken 16 killings in a year's time for the government, or for that matter the party leadership of CPM
but logically,
to wake up.
So Sunit, let me just throw that to you. Logically speaking, if we take what Sitaram Yechuri was saying at face value, that the BJP is going to use all the killings to polarize the voters and therefore get a footstep into Kannur, it would be in your interest and in the CPM's interest to prevent them from doing that by actually having that dialogue, in making sure that the temperatures go down, and that therefore would thwart those plans that Sitaram Yechuri says that they have. So why aren't you taking more onus and initiative in trying to have the discussion and end the killings?
You see, the BJP is not trying anything to improve the situation. They have sent Mr. Yogi Adityanath, who was involved in the doubtful conversion of 1800 Christians into Hinduism in Etah in 2005.
Okay, let's not. I don't want to get into a broader discussion of what Yogi Adityanath stands for, doesn't stand for. I'm just asking specifically.
And in 2007, he destroyed in Gorakhpur a Muslim mazar.
I'm trying to understand what that has got to do with ending political violence in Kerala. Let's set Yogi Adityanath and his antecedents aside for a minute. Let's just set his antecedents aside. Why not have a conversation?
That answers your question. Because they are not serious about any discussion. They want the status quo to be maintained so that the autocratic system that they have put in place in Kerala can continue unabated. And mind you, Vikram, in 2017 there are party villages where the party or the CPM cadre decides as to what is to happen in a particular household, what kind of a newspaper is to be read in a particular household, what kind of a celebration is to be to take place in a particular household, whether or not the party cadre is to be involved in such kind of celebration. We are in 2017. Mr. Chopra would do better to address those kind of issues rather than talking here, there and everywhere.
Sunit Chopra, sorry, wrong channel. Let's not shout right now. I'm just trying to understand at a very
I have to shout because this man comes in the middle.
Okay, can I go ahead? I actually turned to
I was responding
Sunit,
to Vikram, sir.
Mr. Chopra, just asking a simple question. Let's not go into... Mr. Chopra, can I ask you a question, please? Let's set aside what Yogi Adityanath is, what he stands for, what Amit Shah is, what he stands for. Let's set all those aside for a minute.
Send a criminal, what is the message you're sending?
Vikram, Mr. Bijayan is also an accused of killing an RSS Swayam Sevak. He is also an accused. There are a number of cases against Mr. Bijayan. If he could be your chief minister and if you are accepting to be him a chief minister, Does Yogi
The court
Adityanath
said that the
need a visa?
prosecution
Does
evidence
Yogi
was wrong.
Adityanath need a visa to
I
visit
know that
Kerala?
case.
Or does Yogi Adityanath need your permission, CPM's permission, from the Raja Bhavan or wherever,
He has
that
been
I want to go to
sent
Kerala, please permit
to
me.
create
We
a
are in a
problem.
democratic setup, Mr. Chopra.
He has
Please
been
understand
sent
that we are in a democratic
to create a
setup,
problem.
and he is the chief minister of the largest
He is not
populated
a
state
Democrat.
of this country.
He
If
is
you
not a
believe in
Democrat.
democracy,
Chains were
have some
burned.
courtesy. Have some
Mazar
courtesy
was
towards
burned
Mr.
in
Yogi
Gorakhpur.
Adityanath. You may have any
Children are
differences, some
dying
number of
in
differences with
Gorakhpur.
us, but this is not the way. This is
And
not at all the way.
he
We are in a
has had
democratic setup. For all,
700
for God's sake, we are in a
29
democratic
murders,
setup. So please, please respect
803
that.
rapes in 2 months. What are you saying?
Okay, can
I'm
I
giving you the figures.
can I call for a
It has
truce just for a minute?
729 murders,
Gentlemen.
803
Gentlemen,
rapes.
gentlemen. Suneet,
Compare that to your Kerala figures.
okay, Suneet, just 2 seconds. You're in power in
mean, you
Kerala.
send a person
Mr. Chopra,
who
just can I
has
ask you a direct question, then I'm going to throw it to everyone, and then, I'm not sure we're getting anywhere right now. So I'm about to call an end to this. Mr. Chopra, simple question. All party meeting next week in Kerala, BJP, RSS, CPM sit together across the table as civilized adults in a civilized society saying, we will both give our cadre directions, stop murdering other people. It's not the right way to carry out politics. In the rest of the country, politics is carried out. We don't kill other people's cadres. Let's stop doing that in Kerala. What's wrong with that? Let's have that discussion.
Vijayan tried that. I was in Kerala at the time Vijayan set up his first meeting.
Okay, and you're saying
And I
it didn't
can
work.
tell you he tried his best.
Okay.
And after that,
It's
how
not
many
that
killings
it
have
didn't
happened?
work.
Okay, hang
After
on.
that,
They were
also
not
the violence
interested.
is
One second.
motivated.
Whatever happened in the past,
Correct.
They were
responding
not
to these rallies.
interested.
See,
They
what's the
want
point?
mayhem.
In the
They
past
want
also, Vikram,
communalism.
Okay.
in the past also, RSS
And
has
they
taken
sent a
initiative.
man
It is not that RSS
who
has not
reversed-
taken initiative.
All right, Mr. Chopra, one second. I'm trying to hear what Sandeep is saying now. No, yeah.
In the past also, RSS has taken initiative about all these meetings and all that. But the fact remains that who is ruling the state there? The CPM is ruling the state there. Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan is the chief minister as well as the home minister. So it is their responsibility to ensure that law and order prevails. And just to give us small little statistics, in 1990,
If you
since
go
95
and
to
send
2017,
an
there are 100 cases that
lawbreaker
has been filed,
who's the chief
and out of 100
minister,
cases,
what
only
do you
40 or
expect?
55 odd have reached the trial stage. So you can imagine the kind of status that we have.
Okay,
So it is for the state government to take the initiative.
It's obviously beyond me to try and broker a truce on this particular issue on this program. Joe Meader's final thoughts to you. From all that we are hearing right now, can we assume that this is something we should just say is business as usual? It will continue in Kerala. There will be violence, there will be deaths, cadre will be killed, and we should just get used to it, as has been
And
happening
the
for decades.
people will not be
Jomi,
I think-
Mr. Chopra,
I think this will
Sunil Chopra, I'm
continue
just
in
trying to get
Kerala.
Jomi Thomas in now.
Popular government.
Okay. Jomi.
I think this will continue. I think this will continue in Kerala. This is, I told you, this was nothing new in the sense the killings didn't start in 2017. But the BJP president, Amit Shah, could make it a national issue. Otherwise, I don't think NDTV ever discussed Kerala killings before 2017. None of the national channels, but they could make it a national issue. But otherwise, these killings were always there, and both the parties managed to survive. They want martyrs, both whether it's CPM or the BJP, they want, and both are cadre parties, strong cadres they have. But the problem, I'll tell you, the problem in Kerala, whether this kind of a politics will work for the advantage of BJP, I have serious doubts.
Okay, we
Particularly
heard you,
because
Jomi.
You have heard much about Kerala, about the
I
communal
agree with
amity.
him.
All right, Jomi, we heard you. Let's see how it actually pans out. Thank you all so much for having joined us. At the end of the day, we could say it's business as usual, but frankly, deaths are deaths, and it's sad that politics should be reduced to the killings, whether it is RSS, BJP cadres killing CPM cadres, all the other way around, CPM cadres killing BJP and RSS workers. Either way, it's sad that that's what politics should be reduced to. So let's hope at some point dialogue does begin and a solution is actually found. You're watching Reality Check. We'll be back tomorrow. Bye for now.